What's up traders, welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'm going to run through my biggest trade of 2023. I'm not making this video to brag or boast about this trade. I'm making this video to show you what lessons I've learned through taking this trade, and also just to run through the trade in this video. Before I get into the detail, please remember to like and subscribe so that you do not miss any future content like this. So let's get right into the video. The trade actually took place in the very beginning of the year on the 11th of January, and it took place about late that evening in South African time. It was a crazy trade. The trade made a total of 27% profit, but I'm going to be honest, I only held the trade up to 15%, and then I closed the position because I was looking at the massive profits on my funded account and I couldn't believe the trade was running in such a huge profit that I actually just had the fear that the trade was going to reverse and maybe take my stop loss out for much less percentage. So then I closed the trade, and the trade literally went on to make almost double the percentage. I can still remember the trade like it was yesterday, because most of the guerrilla trading community held that trade and made the full 27% profit, and I cut my profits short. I can also remember that I felt so stupid because I just felt like I should have just stuck to my management rule. And that's a tip that I want to give in this video, that you must stick to your management rule, your profit management rule and your stop loss management rule, and you mustn't change it when you see big profits or when your trade goes into drawdown or anything like that. Because I can tell you one thing, after that trade, the entire year till today, from the beginning of the year, I stuck 100% to my management rule, and I didn't make that mistake again, because you never know when that trade is going to come along and you could have been trailing your profits for so much more percentage, and then you just cut your profit short like I done. Another lesson that I learned is that when you become funded, do not look at the profits. Still stick to looking at the percentage of profit that you earn. Because if you earn profits on a small account and you earn profits on a large account, just look at the percentage. Do not look at the numbers and the figures, because that can really mess up your psychology. You must rather stick to your management rule, because that is how you became funded in the first place. So not to waste any more time, I'm going to quickly hop onto the charts just to run through that trade that I took to show you guys which trade it was. It was on Euro Japanese Yen. So I'm going to quickly run through the trade. Okay, so as you can see on my screen right now, that this trade took place on the 11th of Jan, as I mentioned, 2023, on a Wednesday, and the pair took place on was Euro Japanese Yen. So I'm going to run through the entire trade with you guys quickly. So as you can see, price was struggling to move to the upside. So if you look at this price action, it was very ascending. Ascending is when it breaks, retraces, breaks the high, retraces, breaks the high, retraces, and it forms sort of an ascending type of price action. So that is exactly what started happening here. You could see there was no momentum to the upside. Price was struggling to move to the upside. It breaks that high, retraces, breaks that high, retraces. So I was definitely looking for a reversal bullet setup. So as you can see, this is now what happened last. So I'll put on my replay tool. So let me quickly start moving through price. So as you can see, when I got this candle, this is what gave me the confirmation that this is the first sign of sellers jumping into the market. So when that happens, or when that happened, basically, I put on my sell order. So my sell order, I put 2 pips below this low. So that was 518, as you can see on the top there. And then I placed my sell order. So it was 518. So price is then on 498. That's where I placed my sell limit. So that's where I placed my sell limit. And my order was basically active. So let me just quickly leave it there. And I had a 12 pip stop loss. So let me quickly put that in. So there, that was my order. And then I basically just waited for price to tag me in. This was around 6 o'clock. So let me just play through price action. And there I got tagged in. So I got tagged in around 7 o'clock South African time. And let me just quickly run through the trade with you. So you'll see it almost came all the way up and took me out, but then the trade just started dropping. And as soon as the trade broke that low, I got my first opportunity to lock in some profits. So let me just quickly put that down there. and my high was there. So I didn't lock in profits, but I could reduce my profit to the most recent high. Then you'll see price kept on breaking the lows, and then it broke that low again. Then I got my second opportunity to actually lock in profits. So there I was already locked in about 4.8% on this trade. And let me just keep on playing through it. So you'll see it almost came up to tag me out. But with the management rule, luckily I was kept in. And then it broke the low again. So basically I could lock in profits. And when I lock in profits, I usually trail it about 2 pips above that high. But just to keep the video going quickly, I'm just going to put it on the high. So then we kept on dropping. And let me just keep on playing through the trade. So you'll see this trade was just falling out of the sky after it struggled to move to the upside. Now I must be honest, after this large wick at the bottom, this is when I saw my trade was locked in at around 11.2%. So you can just think on how much profit. Let's say you had a $10,000 funded account, that was already $1,100. If you had a $100,000 trading account or funded account, you'd be locked in about $11,000 at this stage. So, that's where the emotion comes in that I spoke about on so far in the video. So anyway, let me carry on playing through. And I remember I got out of the trade after that wick and I saw that green candle. So I just want to mention it quickly. I played a bit too quickly. I got out of the trade around 15%. After I saw that large wick in this green candle, I thought this was a bit of a shift in momentum, and I thought the trade would just range and come take me out for 10%, which is wrong because I just had to stick to my management rule. But anyway, I closed it out around 15%, and you'll see what started happening. The trade just kept on breaking the lows. So there it broke that low. The high was then there. So I would have been locked in about 13.5%. But, as I said, I closed the trade early, but at least I learned out of it. But anyway, so I'll see there it broke the low again. So be able to lock in again on some profits of 17% locked in. And then it just kept on breaking the lows. So I'll see it broke the low again. It just formed a new trend all the way to the downside. So that was my recent high then. So the trade would have been locked in about 20%, almost 19.8%. And then it just kept on breaking the lows. So when it broke that low, that would be the most recent low, and this would be the most recent high. So the trade would be locked in around 27% at this stage. And then, yes, the trade just played out, broke the low, that candle's low one more time, but then it came and took out the trade around this area. So the trade actually lasted for about, from the Wednesday until, let me just move that quickly, until the Monday. So it would have been held over the weekend, but if you're locked in with so much profit, it's not a problem holding a trade over the weekend. So the trade basically lasted about 2.5 days and made a total of 27%. So everybody that was in the trade and kept the trade in the guerrilla trading community, they were all super excited. I unfortunately got taken out, or I took myself out at 15%. So that was my biggest trade of 2023. And even though I didn't hold it all the way till this 27% profit I could have made, I really learned a lot of lessons. And that's something that you can also take away from this video, that you're going to learn on your trading journey. Even though you perfect the course, you perfect everything, as soon as you're in the live markets and you become a funded trader, then you will truly be tested. And I think every trader has to go through that, and then they'll just be better after learning those lessons. So guys, it is December. So in this month, I'm not really going to look at taking too many opportunities in the market, especially after the 14th of December. I don't really look at the charts too much because it's very range bound, especially with so many holidays coming up and bank holidays and all that kinds of stuff. So I'd rather just be patient and wait for January. If there's any opportunities before then, I'll probably look for them before the 14th of December. But after that, I'll just enjoy the time with my family and, just take a break from the markets, because I know there's not really any opportunities, so that the January 2024, we can start off with a bang. But I just also want to say thank you for watching this video, and remember to like and subscribe to not miss out on my next video. So guys, thank you for the support so far, and have a great one until the next video.